So I have been praying and pursuing my purpose. I have ideas of what I've been called to do, but not 100% sure. Do I just start getting involved in different avenues for it to be revealed? Or could it be the things I have a passion for?
I'm going to take a look at it. Did y'all get it? Okay. So I've been praying and pursuing my purpose. I have ideas of what I've been called to do, but not 100% sure. Do I just start getting involved in different avenues for it to be revealed? Or could it be the things I have a passion for? I mean, you know, God never created something without creativity. We're made in his image and his likeness. He's the only one that created something out of nothing. We can create something out of something. So we have creative ability. We may not have the exact creative ability. We can create something out of nothing, but we do have creative ability. I tell people, man, if you really want to find your purpose, like I give Ishmael, for example. I'm not sure if Ishmael knew what he was purposed to do when he first came in Unplugged. And I'm not saying Unplugged revealed his purpose. But when he came into Unplugged back when he was in Ephesus Church, he engaged with Unplugged. He said, man, sometimes when he was at Ephesus Church, he just opened doors for people. He was putting drinks in ice chests. He was just being involved. And over time in his involvement, he began to discover, or it became more clear to what it is that exactly what he needed to do. He didn't even know, I don't know, did you know he was going to be a writer before then? Not good at English either? Join the club. But anyway, but see, sometimes God leaves breadcrumbs. Sometimes we expect God, tell me exactly if God told you exactly every detail, you will forfeit God's plan for you. If I would have known that I would have left everything in Tulsa, that I wouldn't have finished school, that I would have been brought back to my mama's house, that my car would have been totaled, that I would have had to take the bus to my own Unplug, and I had to do this and put $18,000 in. If I knew that I was going to face people betraying me and leaving me and abandoning me, if I knew that I was going to have to face people lying on me and people critiquing everything I do online, if I knew I had to face all this at this level, I ain't even got to the big stuff yet, I would have been like, God, I'm gonna go start this business, get my money. White picket fence, red door, 2 dogs, a wife, and about 4 kids. I would have just lived my life and just said, I forfeit that call. And when God gives you a call, he doesn't always give you the details. But what he does, he leaves the breadcrumbs. The steps of a good man, the Bible says, are ordered by the Lord. He'll make your crooked path straight. He will be your fire by day, your cloud by night. He'll be the leading lamb. And my mom used to say that prayer, let him, Lord, be a leading lamb and a guiding light. My mom used to say them Old Testament prayers. But anyway, but he leaves breadcrumbs because he says the more you engage with it step by step, I'm teaching you stuff that you need for the big things. And what happens is, God, make me faithful over something big. My bad, I yelled, my bad, bro. Make me faithful. God, I want you to make me faithful over 10,000 people. God, I want to fill the stadiums. I want to do great things. And God says, start with one. Josh, put a camera up and start talking to nobody. Upload the videos on YouTube, and you're going to only average 10 likes for the next 6 or 7 months. You're only going to get about 20 views on each video, but I want you to keep doing this. And when you get bigger, now you know, okay, I want the cameras here. See, when you start growing in your purpose and you engage in it, you start becoming the expert of the field that you're going in. You don't want to be one-dimensional in your purpose, because if the cameraman leaves, the light man leaves, if the panel leaves, I know how to do it all. I'm not saying he'll leave, but what I'm saying is God doesn't want you to be a one-trick wonder. He wants you to be able to know your field, know what it is, and sometimes he puts you in places to learn. Even Joseph served under Pharaoh. Even Daniel served under bad kings. And sometimes you got to serve in places. Never get upset with God if he puts you at a job you didn't want to be in. All the jobs that I worked prepared me for where I'm at today. And it's those things that gives you the validity that puts you in a place where, man, I am passionate about this. Because whatever you're not passionate for, whatever you don't have a passion for, you will never see it through. Man, there's been plenty of times I wanted to quit Matt. There's been plenty of times where I had anxiety attacks, and I said, God, I'm tired of praying for these people. I'm tired of showing up. I'm tired of going all this, and I'm tired. And out of nowhere, this passion comes in. I told people there'll be the days I wanted to quit, God would give me 10 messages that night. This parable, that parable. He said, Josh, I'm not going to forsake you. So to answer your question, where to go? So I've been praying and pursuing my purpose. That's a good thing, man. Keep praying, keep seeking him, because, man, you're not going to know everything that God has for you to do. That's why you got to always make sure that he's there with you. I mean, he's always going to be there, but make sure that you're there with him. I have ideas of what I've been called to do, but not 100% sure. You're not going to always be 100% sure, but in time you will have more clarity as you walk with God. I just start getting involved in different avenues. Do I just start getting involved in different avenues for it to be revealed? Yes. For the sake of Ish, that's what happened. And that's pretty much it. You want to add something to it real quick? Yeah.
Everything Josh said was really good, and it's really tough to follow that. My advice would be what he said earlier: the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. When I was growing up, I wanted to play basketball and then become a motivational speaker. So I had the passion to speak because I wanted to help people achieve their dreams. But as I got older, God just steered me. And then next thing I know, I had an appetite for the word. And what happens is the more time you spend with God, I think it's Proverbs 16:3 that talks about when you roll your works upon the Lord, if you commit your way to the Lord, then his purpose and his plan for you. And I'm butchering it, I'm tearing it up. But the gist of it is his desires become your desires. And so what you have to do is, regardless of what it is you want to do, commit your way to him. Father, I commit my way to you. Whatever it is that you desire from me, I commit it to you. And then what happens is now he starts to implement his ideas. And next thing you know, you thought you were going one way, and he just steered you another way. One thing about God is a gentleman. He didn't knock me down and tell me you're going to be a preacher. No, he just ordered my steps, and he steered me. And you got to trust that God is going to steer you, because you got to understand God has the plan. And what we have to do is we have to take the time to get with the person who has the plans. A lot of times we make plans and ask God to bless the plans that we've made. When God says, if you come to see me first, you have plans that are already blessed. So we just have to make sure that we are in direct contact with God, spending time with God, and as we spend that time with God, he'll lead and direct us and guide us.
Okay, I'm going to read the question again. It says, so I've been praying and pursuing my purpose. I have ideas about what I've been called to do, but I'm not 100% sure. Do I just start getting involved in different avenues for it to be revealed, or could it be the things I have a passion for? So when I read this question, it sounds like there's a lot or that there's a lack of clarity. So I say it grammatically correct. It sounds like there's as if you're almost standing at a crossroad and you just don't know, are you supposed to do this, or are you supposed to do the things that you have a passion for? I think to whoever asked this question, I think not just you, but a lot of us, something that we really don't do enough of is we don't sit still with God and just wait for him to speak. A lot of times what happens, God will speak and he may give us part one of the instructions, and we take that and run with it, and we didn't sit still to wait for step 2 or step 3 or step 4. And so we start to do something, and we feel like because we have step 1, we feel like we can see the overall vision and we know what God wants us to do. And so we just go and we do it, and we do it our way. And you may be fruitful in that, but it may not be what God has called you to do. So to whoever asked this question, while I think in some instances, like as Ish was saying, it may be very, very good for you to go out and get involved and try different things and go as God leads. But it doesn't sound like either him or Josh had a passion for writing, but yet they're authors. And so if you only chase after the things that you have a passion for, how do you know that you're really doing what God has called you to do, if that makes any sense? So for all of us, whether this is your question or not, I really encourage us all to sit more and to be quiet more and to listen to God more and listen completely. And this even goes with our relationship with other people. You know, I think a lot of times when we are in conversation, we're not listening. We have lost the art of listening. Someone begins a sentence and we're already thinking about what we're going to say in reply, and we're not listening. So really, as you're sitting with God, as you're reading his word, as you're studying it, as you're meditating on it, stop talking. Stop thinking about what you're going to say or what you're going to do. just be quiet and just listen. And I promise you, you'll get a lot more clarity, not only on your purpose in life, which everyone's ultimate purpose is to glorify God, but not only will you get more clarity on your purpose, but think about all the things that we're missing because we're thinking while God is talking, and we're listening to ourselves and our own voice, and we're tuning him out. So hashtag block the noise. There you go.
But that's all good. That's all good. Just real quick, I used to work for Harris Teeter, and I think, Josh, you did too, and in the freezer. And I'm pretty sure, that's good. I'm pretty sure in that freezer, you're probably asking yourself, man, why am I here? Why am I doing this? I don't have to do this. I was a cashier. I'm like, why am I here? I knew this is where I was supposed to be. But like, why am I here? You know, so many times the places that we go in life that seem insignificant, I said this before, places that we go in life that seem insignificant are preparing us for our significant calling. It's just like going to college. You take your classes, and the next thing you know, you got a degree. And so don't despise small beginnings. The Bible says that if you're faithful over the little things, he'll make you ruler over much. And I always say this as well, that once you're waiting, if you're waiting right now in a waiting period, trying to figure out what you're trying to do, turn your waiting room into a working room. Do what you can until you're able to do what you're called. So.
I guess that's all, folks. Can't follow that, man. That was a good one, man. Any other question in the audience before we go? I know it's getting kind of late. I know you guys got to get home. Oh, man, who playing tonight? Is that Florida State? Yes, playoffs. Oh, man, so let's get – I'm joking. I'm just joking. Hey, man, I'm just keeping it 100. Who – Florida won? Oh, Oregon beat them? Oh. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pray. We done got all in the flesh. Well, I got to kill this flesh daily, man.